Well, hello there. I didn't mean to do that again, but I did it. Yeah, so happy wind down Wednesday with your girl. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good over here. Trying to stay cool per usual. It's a little warm over here. Uh yeah, leave that alone. So, I wanted to go over some thoughts I was having today. This might date me a little bit, but it's okay because I wear my maturity and my seasoned status like a badge. So my question is, in today's climate, are people still listening to music while they're getting the mood right? Like I mean, I wouldn't know because I don't do those kind of things. But I was just curious how other people are operating because back in the day, you put a lot of time into the kind of music you were gonna set up. You wanted to make sure you had the right mood. I know way back in the day before I was even aware of what was going on. If you heard Marvin Gaye going in the background, or you heard the OJs in the background back in the day, you knew something was about to go down. Um, and then in the well, that was the 70s, but like in the 80s, I'm trying to remember. I wouldn't know because I was oblivious to what was going on at the time. But I will say that I know Prince was a big part of that movement from the 80s to the 90s. I was definitely aware that Prince was putting it down pretty heavy in terms of setting the mood, so to speak. Um, so then you fast forward to the 2000s, um, and that was around the time I was probably, putting together a little playlist, little mixtape or two, with certain songs on it. And so I'm just curious, like, are people still doing that? Or are you turning the music on to set the mood? I know anytime I've had a show and I do some of my songs that are a little grown and sexy, I always say, I just set the mood. I can't be held responsible for what happens after the fact. But I'm wondering, are people still doing that? Like, are people still like, you know, setting the mood, turning the music on, all that good stuff. Um, but I got one for you. In the event that you guys are still doing that, I have a song from what album was this from? I think this is from my second album. Second album is called So Good to Me. And this song is called Say Ooh. So I'm gonna take it for a spin if that's okay with you. Let's see where we're at here. Baby, I got something to show you. I can't keep it to myself no more. And baby, I got something you can feel, boy. I wanna give it to you. Take your time, I won't bite unless you want it. If you trust me, I'll take you places you never been before. I wanna give it to you, make you say ooh, got me saying ooh, ooh, ooh. Do you mind if I take control tonight? It might take all night. Tell me if you're down, ooh, and you won't know what hit you, baby, because I won't stop till we get it right. Oh, baby, open your mind. Hey. Unless you want it, baby. Ooh. Ooh. I want to give it to you. Make me say ooh. 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 I wanna give it to you. Ooh. Oh man, what time is it? It's it's a little early, but just enough time to get the mood started. The sun hasn't gone down yet, but I just set the mood. That's it. That's all I do is I set the mood. Whatever you do with it is your business, Ooh. Oh baby, yeah. Ooh, ooh, oh baby, yeah. Sometimes I play too much. Anyway, so on this hump day, I thought it would be only appropriate for me to take you on a trip down memory lane to my second album that was released in 2012. The song is called Say Oooh. It's produced by Justin James, amazing bass player who is now currently in Nashville. But yeah, he's a bad one, man. He get on that bass, it's ridiculous. So shout out to him. I will say this was the first time, I always do songs that are usually, I always have something that's like for the grown and sexy. I hate to use it, but it's the only way I can describe it. It's for grown folks, right? And so I normally have, at least on each album, I have at least one song that's kind of in that vein. And I've I've been in situations where friends, I'll just say friends, have said to me, sometimes they use my music to set the mood. And I'm grossed out by that because I think that's so weird. I get that, the mood might be set, but it's my voice. Isn't that weird? So I had a situation where somebody wanted to use my music to set the mood for us. And that was really weird to me, extremely weird to me. Because, okay, as a creative, it's hard for me to separate listening to it and listening to the vibe that it's setting versus me listening to it and I'm like, oh, I wish I hadn't sang that note that way, or oh, the bass was too loud in this spot, or whatever the case is. It's hard for me to turn that off. So if I'm trying to set the mood and then I'm listening to my own voice, it is so weird to me. So I'm not gonna call anybody by name, but it was because it happened more than once where people were like, yeah, me and their man or whatever used it to set the mood. And I'm like, that's just wild to me. It's beyond me, like that one that one comedian says. But when I did this song, this was the very first time that I wanted to get high off my own supply. The only time. I've done other songs since then, and this was the only time where I heard it and I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. But not because I was listening to myself, but just like the vibe of the song and the bass, the bass came in and all of that. So that was the one and only time. And anyway, so that's the running joke with me and the producer because I had never experienced that before. But anyway, yeah. So that was Say Ooh. If you like what you heard, you can also, obviously, you can pick it up on any of the streaming sites. Of course, we always recommend that if you are going to support an independent artist, because this is the 30th of July, the second to the last day of Independent Artist Month. If you're going to support me and artists like me, my recommendation is to go to the source, go to Bandcamp, go to places like that where you can order it directly from the artist, because they'll get more money that way versus going through. The most convenient for consumers, I'm sure, is Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube, places like this. However, if that's the only source that you use, then I would say, okay, get it wherever you can. But if you can support, go to Bandcamp. So my Bandcamp channel is teritobin.bandcamp. So TERITOBIN.bandcamp.com. So yeah, I just wanted to bring in this hump day, which I feel like was the appropriate way to bring it in, but before I go, I do want to know, what are some of the songs that you currently use as your go-to to set the mood? What's funny is I know the generations are different. So somebody might put, like, I don't know, Uncle Luke in the chat and say that's what they use. Hey, and there's no judgment here. If that's what you use, that's your business. But I am very curious to know, like, what kind of music are you listening to set the mood? I know some people may not be doing it like we used to do and have like a mixtape and all that. But if you had like one specific song that you'd want to add to this mixtape that I'm putting together with, that sets the mood, what song would you add to it? So I'm going to leave that with you. Please leave your answers in the chat, and I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Thank you again for stopping through and, visiting, and let me know you were here. If you catch this broadcast after the fact and it's not live, just let me know you were here. Stop by, say hello, say, that you dropped by for a second. All right. So on that note, you have a good rest of your day, and be good to each other.